liberation comes through work, ideally through work on yourself. So that is what we're going to talk about. And we're going to talk about a morning habit that I have, that I developed a couple of months ago, and going strong consistently, because I believe it will help you tremendously in this new year of the snake, right? And what I'm talking about is, of course, accessing flow at will. Now, if you're not familiar with flow, it's a concept by Mihai Csikszentmihalyi, who worked right on this concept of flow. By the way, yes, that's how you pronounce it, Csikszentmihalyi. It's a town name in Transylvania, very close from where I'm from, so I actually know how to pronounce it. So anyway, Mihai Csikszentmihalyi is talking about flow, where you're actually working, but you forget that you're working, right? Because the work is not too hard and not too, not too boring. So it just keeps you at that excitement level where you can work in flow, and time is passing and you're actually doing tremendous work, in the sense of you're making progress and it doesn't feel like a pain. It's not toiling, right? So how can you access flow? Because the more time you spend in flow, the more fun you're having working, and you're actually making progress on work, right? So the biggest hack how to access flow is while your mind is still in alpha after waking up, right? So after I knew that, I immediately tried it and it worked, right? The problem was I wasn't consistent, right? So I coupled it with a new habit, right? Quote unquote new, for a couple of months, where I wake up at 5 a.m. or preferably just before 5 a.m., right? And after I wake up, I would immediately go to work, right? But, there are other better things than work in your life, right? And for that, you have to give thanks. That's how I feel. So here's the whole thing. Here's the routine that I have developed for myself. And it's working tremendously. So I wake up before 5 a.m. or at 5:00 or at 5:05, depending on how I set the clock. But, at 5:05 latest, I have to wake up. After that, I go and meditate for 15 minutes. So about the first 7 minutes of that is just me giving thanks to the Lord and Jesus Christ for everything that I have. So I've been doing that, and it's tremendously good. And the kind of the second half, around 7-8 minutes, is about, me asking the Lord if he wants to talk to me, and then I just listen and sit in silence. And sometimes ideas come, and sometimes it's just the silence, which is perfect also. So that's the first thing, because I feel that giving thanks for what you have is more important than trying to achieve something new, right? Because you're gonna get that anyway. And here's how I continue, right? So I set the espresso machine, I start it up, I do the espresso for myself, right? In the meantime, I drink my vitamin C and take a magnesium, right? And after that, I immediately come up to my office and start working. So about roughly 5:30, I start working, and I work in flow, accessing flow at will for the next maybe 2 hours. 2 hours. So around 7:30, I can work without being bothered by anyone, right? Either in the house or in the office or anyone else, because luckily I'm in a time zone where internationally working, where nobody has any meetings with me during that time. So I try to push out my meetings after 10 a.m. or preferably even 12 noon. Basically, so I try not to have any meetings at all or any distractions between 5 a.m. and 10 a.m. Right? That's 5 hours. But if you can push it out to 12 noon, then it would be perfect 7 hours. But that doesn't always come true, right? So here's the deal though. When you wake up, you cannot look at your news, you cannot look at the shit that's happening in the country, where half of it is burning and half of it is freezing over. You cannot look at anything, because that, whatever you look at in that early in the morning, is going directly into your subconscious and filling it with that crap, right? So instead of that, you want to fill it with thankfulness, and you want to fill it with with, you know, talking to the Lord, and you want to fill it with work that truly counts to something that you want to achieve in this year, hopefully. And that makes you happy, right? And grows you as a person and makes your family happy. So, okay, so you wake up, you cannot look at the news, you cannot look at your notification, you don't look at your emails, nothing. Absolutely nothing, because those are the magic hours. And here's my wife, how she put it, and I think it's perfect. So, because those are the hours, right, when in the morning hours where the moon is still up, right, which is representative of your subconscious, the sun is rising, which is the representative of your conscious mind, and the stars still may be showing, right, if you look up in the skies, which is representative of your superconscious and all the infinite possibilities that you can make of this life, right? So if you're doing those hours, you're doing something really important to you, that's going to be really going into the direction that you want to become. So ideally, you're working on a project that you love and absolutely love from the bottom of your heart, right? And if that's something, you know, writing a book, perfect. If that's something like coding, like I do, perfect. Or that's maybe setting up tickets for others, if you're a manager, project manager, whatever it is. Or hey, if you go out in the garden and do something there, perfect. It doesn't matter. It has to fulfill you as a person. It has to make you happy, because that is how it has the most energy. So I've been doing that. It's absolutely tremendous. It's the best thing since sliced bread. I don't know how to say it. You have to give it a try, because I will promise you, if you do this consistently for the next 40 days, you're going to see progress that you have not seen before, right? In the past 3 months, I made more progress than the year, or maybe even the year and a half before that. And that's it. Once you have that, you have to nail it down. You have to make it into a habit. And once you have that, you're going to be looking at speeds of going into the direction that you wanted to go that you haven't even dreamed of. Okay? So please try it out. Please try it out and let me know how you like it, because it has worked wonders. Accessing flow at an instance with your help. Right? Talk to you next time.